Hello, cosmic enthusiasts, and welcome back to the 5-Minute Show. Today's episode promises a celestial journey into the expansive realm of Sagittarius, the adventurous archer of the zodiac. We're uncovering 10 captivating facts about this spirited sign, from their philosophical pursuits to their wanderlust-infused personalities. Whether you're a Sagittarius seeking cosmic validation or just intrigued by the cosmic tapestry, you're in for a treat. So buckle up for a quick ride through the stars as we explore the untamed spirit of Sagittarius. Ready? Let's dive in. Number 1, Centaur's cosmic roots. The symbol of Sagittarius, the centaur archer, carries ancient mythological significance. Chiron, the wise centaur, serves as an emblem of Sagittarians' higher aspirations and intellectual prowess. This makes them seekers of profound wisdom and healing. Number 2, Wanderlust Warriors. The wanderlust that defines Sagittarians isn't just an affection for travel. It's an embodiment of their adventurous spirit. Whether physically traversing distant lands or exploring the uncharted territories of the mind, Sagittarians embrace the unknown with a vigor that reflects their untamed curiosity. Number 3, Jovial Optimists. Governed by Jupiter, the planet of expansion and optimism, Sagittarians radiate an infectious positivity. Their optimistic outlook becomes a guiding force, shaping their perception of life's challenges as opportunities for growth. This cosmic influence transforms them into eternal optimists, spreading cheer and hope wherever they go. Number 4, Eternal Students of Life. Life, for Sagittarians, is a perpetual classroom where every experience is a lesson waiting to be learned. Their insatiable appetite for knowledge extends far beyond formal education, encompassing the diverse lessons that life, in its myriad forms, has to offer. Number 5, Philosophers' Playground. Beyond the surface of their adventurous persona lies a relentless quest for knowledge and a deep-seated curiosity about the mysteries of life. Their philosophical musings often drive them to seek wisdom in unconventional places, making their intellectual journey a cornerstone of their celestial identity. Number 6, Adventurous Allies. Their loyalty is matched only by their adventurous spirit, urging their companions to embrace spontaneity. From impromptu road trips to exploring diverse cuisines, Sagittarians infuse excitement into social circles, making them dynamic and cherished companions. Number 7, Blunt Honesty. The honesty of Sagittarians is a reflection of their symbolic bow and arrow. Their words, like arrows, are direct and aimed with precision. This bluntness, though it may seem forthright, stems from a genuine intention to cut through illusions and reach the heart of the matter, fostering authenticity in their interactions. Number 8, Fire Sign Freedom Fighters. As a fire sign, Sagittarians embody the essence of enthusiasm, creativity, and passion. This fiery nature is evident in their unbridled pursuit of personal freedom, both in thought and action. Their passion for life ignites their endeavors, propelling them towards the realization of their dreams and aspirations. Number 9, the Multifaceted Archer. The symbol of the archer in Sagittarius is a multifaceted representation, signifying not only physical prowess, but also spiritual elevation. This dual symbolism encapsulates their ability to aim high, seeking both worldly success and enlightenment. Number 10, Global Ambassadors of Good Vibes. Often heralded as the global citizens of the zodiac, Sagittarians seamlessly bridge cultural gaps. Their open-mindedness, coupled with natural adaptability, positions them as global ambassadors, spreading good vibes and fostering cultural understanding. Their innate ability to connect with diverse perspectives makes them cosmic diplomats in the grand tapestry of humanity. Well, that's it for today. Thank you, cosmic enthusiasts, for joining us on this whirlwind tour of Sagittarius. If you found these 10 captivating facts as intriguing as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Whether you're a Sagittarian seeking cosmic validation or just love exploring the zodiac, stay tuned for more celestial insights. Until next time, keep the cosmic vibes alive. Safe travels in the cosmos.